Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we need to talk about the epidemic of Kill Team. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so I gave you guys a heads up. I actually think the Kill Team Hivestorm box is a really nice box set, but in the past, Games Workshop has been notorious for massively overproducing some of their various starter sets. Basically anything that's not 40k. And then what they do is, when it doesn't sell that particularly well over the 2-week pre-order period, they try to dump it on their retailers or your friendly local game store. We saw it initially with Dominion for Age of Sigmar. They massively hyped up the box set. The sales fell flat on their faces, and then they just dumped all of the supply on friendly local game stores who were stuck with mass quantities of this box set and forced to sell it at a huge discount, as Games Workshop essentially offloaded all of the stock on the market and crashed the prices of everything inside. We're now in the process of seeing it with the new Age of Sigmar set as well. Skaventide is massively overproduced. Even though, again, it was a great box set, it was overpriced. It sold very poorly relative to the quantity that was produced. And now Games Workshop is literally giving them away, which is great for people that get a hold of one of these as a free prize or from a tournament they enter or something like that, like we've heard about all over Australia and various other places around the world. But when that box set initially came out, after Games Workshop saw how poor the sales were after 2 weeks and how it wasn't selling, they were contacting stores left and right, telling them that they had more available, begging them basically, or even in some cases threatening them that if they didn't buy more copies, that their allocations in the future for new pre-releases would be cut. So essentially trying to strong-arm the friendly local game stores. And then in the past, with the various Kill Team box sets, as they had come out, things like Into the Dark and some of the previous big box sets, once again, Games Workshop had massively overproduced them and then dumped the stock on the liquidators when they couldn't get rid of them, once again crashing the prices. And then again, we saw this reflected with various swag bags at Adepticon and some of the other big conventions and tournaments, where essentially you bought a ticket or an upgrade package for, in some cases, like $100, and then you got a free $200 box set in that swag bag. And that was the case just a couple of years ago with the Kill Team Into the Dark box, as again, Games Workshop was desperate to unload these things and get them out of the warehouses to make room for more stock. And now with the new launch of Kill Team Hivestorm, again, a really nice box set that I am definitely excited about. I've seen the contents, I've broken down what's inside, the value in this box set, the relative savings over MSRP of the individual models inside, but we are already seeing the same thing start to happen with Hivestorm. I've gotten multiple reports from various different retailers all over the country in the United States that essentially they ordered a set quantity of Hivestorm, they got their initial shipment from Games Workshop, and then without any kind of notice or any heads up or even ordering them, Games Workshop sent out another set of Hivestorm boxes equal to the initial quantity they ordered. So if a store ordered 10 boxes of Hivestorm, maybe they had like 5 or 6 sold on pre-order and figured they'd keep a couple on the shelves. Games Workshop sent out that initial order right away when they saw that the sales online were just absolutely atrocious. And then shortly afterwards, in that 2-week pre-order period, they send out an entire another shipment to those retailers. Without any heads up, any notice, or any contact, they essentially just sent a double shipment of the same product and then charged the store's accounts for this second box set order. So maybe there's some sort of massive mistake going on behind the scenes and Games Workshop is accidentally sending out double orders of all these boxes to all kinds of retailers and friendly local game stores around the country. But honestly, I find this very unlikely. I think it's much more likely that Games Workshop has seen that Hivestorm is not selling all that well, and now they're turning around once again and going out of their way to try to unload the excess stock on friendly local game stores to clear out their warehouse so they don't get stuck with a mass amount of this box set. Which, if Hivestorm was selling well, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal, because oftentimes the stores want more allocations than they actually get. So maybe they have 10 people who want to pre-order a box set, but Games Workshop will only give them 6 because it's in such massive demand. But this is not the case for Hivestorm. Kill Team has fallen off quite a bit over the last few years throughout the edition. A lot of people got burned out on it. The prices have gone through the roof, and this has killed the demand. Games Workshop has inaccurate numbers as to just how popular these games are, because over the last couple of years when they've been selling the expansion box sets, they've been box locking new units that 40k players are buying. So they were getting a massively inflated number as to like how popular Kill Team is, because a lot of the 40k players were buying 1, 2, or even 3 sets of some of the Kill Team expansions, which themselves were massively underproduced. So this was causing them to sell out extremely quickly in minutes, and Games Workshop was attributing the sales and the popularity to the actual Kill Team game and rule set itself, when in all actuality it was 40k players, which is a much more big, much more popular game, and in many cases people need like 2 or 3 of a unit for their big 40k army to actual Kill Team sales. So Games Workshop once again has garbage data in, thinking that Kill Team is much more popular than it actually is and in much higher demand than it actually is. So then when it comes time for them to produce Hivestorm, they think that this game is going to be an absolute hit, that the new Kill Team edition is going to be extremely popular. So they massively overproduce it unwittingly. And then when the actual game goes up on pre-order, they see the sales just aren't that popular. The orders are just trickling in. The actual friendly local game stores are putting in substantially smaller orders than Games Workshop is expecting. So now behind the scene, the hamsters at Games Workshop are scrambling, trying to figure out how they're going to get all these things sold, how to get them all out of the warehouses. And one of the early warning signs of this was that Games Workshop sent out the Hivestorm boxes almost immediately. Typically what happens when something goes up on pre-order is Games Workshop will already have it in their warehouses. There'll be a 2-week pre-order period, and then right before the actual official launch date of the game, which is always on Saturdays, the stock will arrive somewhere around like Thursday or Friday. But with Hivestorm, Games Workshop started sending these out almost immediately. The first week these things were up on pre-order, there was a queue system in place on Games Workshop's website. The initial wait for the queue was less than 10 minutes, and then immediately the queue was removed, which means that there wasn't that many people getting on the website trying to buy these things. There wasn't that much excitement or demand behind the initial box set. And again, while I personally purchased the Hivestorm box set and I'm super excited for the contents inside, I love the kill teams, I'm looking forward to the new edition. The terrain looks awesome. The fact of the matter is, the demand for Kill Team Hivestorm just is not there.
Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video.
So Games Workshop sent out the initial orders to all of these friendly local game stores right away. Many of them had their box sets over a week before the official launch date. And you can see for yourself, because even though technically the friendly local game stores aren't allowed to sell the Hivestorm boxes yet, I guarantee you that if you walk into your local game store, at least in North America, they already have stacks of these Hivestorm boxes. And in many cases, they've had them for over a week already. Also, depending on your relationship or how close you are with your local game store owner, if you want to verify all of the reports and firsthand experiences that I have seen and been messaged about, ask them if they received all of the copies that they ordered or if they received a second shipment with extra copies as well. And if it was just one single situation that I heard about, if I didn't already have a line of breadcrumbs prior to the release of this game, suspecting that Games Workshop was going to be massively overproducing it based on all the factors we talked about before, including their bad data on just how popular Kill Team has been over the last couple of years and the last edition, because they were unable to accurately assess how much of the demand was actually coming from 40K players and not from Kill Team players. Maybe I wouldn't have been so privy to this situation and given people a heads up in advance, but I think you'll find the same conclusion that I did, that many of these shops are actually getting a second order that they did not place, or basically a double order from Games Workshop. Now, maybe I'll be completely wrong and suddenly Hivestorm will sell out. Maybe this game, this edition will be extremely popular and these things will be sold off the shelves in days. But at this point in time, all of the clues, all the breadcrumbs point to one thing. The Kill Team is just not that popular, and Games Workshop has massively overproduced this box set relative to the demand. And you can also jump onto various online sites like eBay or Amazon, and we can already see these boxes on massive discount. Typically, you'll find that a lot of the Games Workshop products are sold at about 15% off in the United States. But when something is extremely popular, it will sell at retail value with no discount, especially when there's limited allocations, as stores will try to get as much of the money as they can and give as little of a discount as they can, knowing that they're not going to be able to reorder this product. And then in the case of some box sets, the ones that sell out quickly online, you'll actually find that oftentimes these retailers will even be selling them online at a premium. And when we jump over to a website like Amazon or eBay, we can see that even though this box set is not even out yet, they're already being massively discounted. I've seen this box set for sale as low as $165, which is substantially below the allowed discount that Games Workshop lets people sell their products for under MSRP. And I suspect that the way they're able to get away with this is because Games Workshop has essentially said, sorry for the quote-unquote mistake of shipping you extra copies of this box set. Feel free to just sell them for whatever price you want. Now, again, that is just my suspicion. It is not officially confirmed, but Games Workshop is very strict about their policies, and specifically in the user agreement between friendly local game stores or retailers and Games Workshop, it restricts them from selling products more than 15% below MSRP while they're still part of the existing Games Workshop catalog, which means that until Games Workshop has sold out of this on their online store and it's still part of the existing range, those stores are not able to discount the product below 15%. Once it's completely sold out online, they no longer restrict the friendly local game stores or online retailers from selling them at whatever discount they want in order to move stock and just clear their shelves to make room for the next order. So I highly encourage you guys to check with your local game store, see if they have a similar story like this. I know a lot of my audience is local game store owners. Let me know if Games Workshop sent you more than they were supposed to, if they doubled your order without letting you know. And again, I'm not hating on the Kill Team Hivestorm box. I think it's a great box. It's definitely a little bit on the pricey side, but there's a lot of value inside this box set. I'm super excited to bust into mine, have some fun with the new edition, and hopefully see these changes reflected in the actual game that removes some of the bloat and makes this a quick skirmish game that's enjoyable. But as many people have expressed already in the comment section, the prices for the Kill Team individual teams has gone through the roof. The initial entry price into this game has been extremely high relative to what it was just a few years ago. The addition of the separately sold cards at 33 bucks a pack, the increase in the prices of the Kill Team with only added benefit being that they include the tokens, and just overall like milking of the customers has gotten to a lot of people. And again, the data that Games Workshop has as to how popular Kill Team is, the same data that they use to see how many of these box sets they should produce, is extremely flawed. Because they have no way to account for the 40K players' demand for the box locked models inside, and they attribute that to the popularity of Kill Team when that's just not the case. So let me know if you've had experiences like this down below. If you're a store owner, if you've seen these things piled up at your local store, or the next time you pop into your local store, ask them if they had a similar situation where they received way more of these boxes than they actually ordered. So once again, just a heads up on the Kill Team Hivestorm box. Games Workshop tried to build up a massive amount of excitement for this box set. They definitely tried to drum up a bunch of FOMO. The queue system was gone in minutes. We're already getting tons of reports of these things being massively overproduced, and Games Workshop sending out way more quantity of these box sets than stores have ordered. And the discounted prices that we're already seeing online looks a lot like what we saw with Dominion for Age of Sigmar, Skaventide for Age of Sigmar, the Into the Dark box set. And once again, I suspect these things are going to be massively discounted in the weeks or months that follow. So let me know down below if you've seen any things like this, if you've had any experiences like this or heard the rumors. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. Make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And get ready, boys. The deals are coming. And I'm out of here.